Well, hello and welcome back to another video. And this is going to be another collection video. One of the artists that I have quite a number of their LPs that have made all the purges and are still in here. And that is Graaf Generator. This is their first LP from 1970. And actually 1969 it came out. And it came out, it's a German record. It wasn't released in, it's on Mercury, but I have the German press, Fontana, original, 69. I'd say I can't see anything here. Pristine, near mint, whatever. I've owned this record since in the 70s anyway. I bought it brand new, still got the shrink on it. You know me, I still got the record still in the shrink, even if I've had it 40 years or 50 years. And you know, there was a lot of those years that I've had the record that we didn't have outer sleeves, and that was one of the reasons I would leave the shrink on it, but protect the record. And you know what? It made it through all those years, and I've still got the shrink on it. It's still got the original Opus 69. For you people that have been to Winnipeg or know Winnipeg, Opus Records was one of the big record stores. It was the main record store in Winnipeg. It had a big jazz section. It was a huge store, and that's where you could get all the imports. And so, of course, that's where I used to go try to shop, but it was always expensive. And you know, $15 for a record back in the early 70s, that was quite a bit of money. Well, you know, that was an import. And so I got the first. I didn't buy this one. This was not my first Graaf purchase. This was like my second or third one. This was the first record that I ever bought of Graaf Generator. And it's the least we can do is wave to each other. Here is the inside cover, and this is one of their better LPs. This is my favorite of all of them because we have we've got guitar on this one. Nick Potter is on bass and electric guitar. Okay, we don't have a lot of electric guitar on a lot of the other. It's a lot of saxophones and flute and things like that, but drums, keyboards. We don't have, you know, a lot of guitar, but this one does have. And this is the original record. The way I bought it was on the Mad Hatter label, because by the time I found it, it had been reissued now. But I did buy it on the UK press, just like this. This is the one here that I had bought. So we've still got this one. It's in pretty good shape. And then, since that time, you know, since it is one of my favorite records, I did just buy it now. This is Back on Black, Prog Classics, 100% pure vinyl, 180 gram. And these are pressed in the UK. It's a double LP. You know, it's a single record, but they put it on two separate records. And they're 180 gram. And they sound better than the second edition UK press. They really do sound great. They sound fantastic. For a reissue like that, and then of course, you know, you get the two records. I can keep the shrink on it. You get the pristine cover, the whole deal. But now the original pressing, I finally pulled the plug. You know, I bit the bullet, whatever you want to call it, on this, because I looked at this one, and of course, Pawn Hearts 2 back here, that one, I've kind of been H to E as well. These three, I've looked on eBay for a long time, trying to get the original pressing. The original pressing, one that's in mint shape, is on they call it the Pink Scroll label. It's the Fabulous Charisma label. There might be a glare. I'll take it out of the bag for you. You can see it better. It's the famous Charisma label. Now this label, there's not a whole lot of artists on it, but it's an original UK label, and it has phenomenal sound. These records, if you see a record on this label, get it, because the sound on it is fantastic. Now I compared all these three records that I have, and at first I thought that the new one was the best, because partly because I wanted it to be the best, but the more I listened and the more I listened, the Pink Scroll is the best. But they're very close. You've got to really do some critical listening in order to determine that this is the best. So that's how good that new one is. On the double, now there is a label out there, and they reissued it, called Four Men with Beards. That's horrible. They're probably out of business because they couldn't make a record to save their soul. It was just horrible. It sounded like I took and threw a blanket over the speaker. It was so bad. Okay, and the next issue is H2E. What Am the Only One? Van der Graaf. This is a really good record too. This is a good one. And I have it on a German press again, on a Philips label. And of course, originally, it's on the Pink Scroll label. So that's kind of the one I've been trying to look and try to find one, but they're so expensive all the time. 15 years ago, probably if I would have bought one, I could have got it for a decent price, but now, how the records are going up and up and up. But I was lucky. They did Back on Black did reissue this one as well, because originally I bought a Pink Scroll of this. I bought it when it first came out on the Charisma label, but it was it was beat up. I really abused that thing, and it had the ring wear and a lot of scratches on it, and it had a surface noise, and so I ended up giving it. I probably could have still got $50 for that record, because even in that condition, it was still nice, but it wasn't the way I like it. It had a few little defects on it. I want them, how I want them. So I did give it away to one of my sister's friends. She's got the record. She loves it. But, it wasn't something I wanted to sell, because it was not up to my standards. Again, this is another 2LP. Great record. Then we have Van der Graaf Generator 68 to 71. Now this record, look at that. It's on the Pink Scroll. And you've got a lot of the songs that are off of the first three records on here. You've got Necromancer, Refugees, Darkness, Killer. What's on the other side is probably on here. No. So I bought this, and I only paid about, I think, $20 for it. And it looks like it's never been played. It looks unplayed. And on this side we've got Afterwards, The Boat of a Million Years, Whatever Would Robert Have Said, Lost. A lot of really, really good songs. So for an introduction to the early Van der Graaf stuff, and you can get on the Pink Scroll label, if you see one of these kicking around, pick it up. Of course, you can go on YouTube and listen to it now. It's not like the old days when I had to just go down to the record store and say, that's kind of a cool cover. I think I'll buy it. See what it sounds like. Unless you heard it on the radio. And then again, that was just up to Reed Dickey and Ziggy Zapsky, and they didn't play Van der Graaf on the. I never heard anything of theirs on the radio. You just had to take a chance on it, and I'm glad I did. None of my friends were listening to this stuff. I was the one that went out and took the chance on it. And now the next one is Graaf Generator. This is gold buff, and again I have it on the. It's still sealed in the shrink. I've had it all these years, kept it in the shrink. And now this one is an original. Look at that nice thick inner sleeve it come in. And this is now original press, but now it's not on. Now we're on the Mad Hatter as an original pressing. And again, it's got, I bought it out at Opus, $15. Then we've got Still Life. This is another really good Van der Graaf record. I bought it used probably 25 years or so more ago, and I paid $10 for it. But this is just pardon me, this is a Canadian press, GRT Records. So I have been looking to try to replace this, and I thought I did. I don't know. I don't see the record right here. I thought I had bought a UK press of this. World record. And I bought this at the same time when I bought the other ones that are still in the shrink. I think what happened with this, the shrink kind of deteriorated to the point where it fell off. But now I can keep it protected. See, because it's still it's a UK first press on the Mad Hatter label. But I'm able to have a different, outer sleeves now and protect the record again. But again, I bought this brand new, and very nice record. Then we have, this is the Quiet Zone. They get a little bit different here. It's a little bit, it's still good, but they've introduced different instruments. And again, we have it on the UK press, first edition. Got a picture in here now. Peter Hammill and the boys. And then the next one is the live LP, and that one is just that's another Canadian press. That's just, I don't really listen to this very much. I did meet a fellow when I was at work. He was into Van der Graaf as well, and this is the one when they went out to the lake. This is the one they all used to listen to, this live record. I really haven't listened to it very much because I've got all the songs on the studio records, and that's usually the ones I'll play. And then I've got a Peter Hammill solo record, Fool's Mate, and this is on a first edition. And now Charisma again has changed their label, but for this record, that's a first edition. Virgin. I don't see there. See, now if you buy any of those other records that I was showing before and it has this blue label, well, that's going to be a reissue. That will be the first reissue for those records. And that's a lot of times what you're going to see. And here's another Peter Hammill record. And this is a Enigma, California. I guess this must be a US press. Enigma Records. And so I guess that will conclude the video of today. That's quite a few records to go through. But yeah, I really love Van der Graaf Generator, especially this record here. And this was one of those records, when I first bought it, I'm listening to it, and I'm like, well, this is pretty cool music, but wow. It took a number of listens to really get in the groove of it. And now, once you start knowing how this record, it's kind of like a concept. You start in side one and you've got to keep going to side two. It's all kind of integral to the record. It's great. And thanks for watching. Bye bye.